Greetings and welcome to Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to thank you for tuning in and watching our Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts. If you are watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunt Hangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunt Hangar Forum, you can find the link. You can scroll down to a section called At the Bench, which is right below in memory of our friends. Now, if you're not a member or if you're not logged into Stunt Hangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. When you register, you must use your real first and last name, must place a space between your first and last name, and you must have a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunt Hangar will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in, but just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. You can enter your questions or comments in the chat box over here. I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. And understand, you only can post your comments or questions during a live stream. So like I said, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, if you find the Stunt Hangar Video Hangouts that I host or the many building videos, contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform informative, please give us a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And please consider subscribing. Please share the videos and consider joining Stunt Hangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And you know what? The value, I don't know if you can't, I think it's inescapable to see the value. And we have former national champions. Sparky has over 55, I think almost 60 years building experience. And in my panel, sometimes we have people who've won the worlds or national championships or even in their own country. So the value here is through the roof, and it's just available for you to support at just $4.99 a month. I think that is a steal. I mean, it's like going to Starbucks and buying one of those lattes or one of their fancy concoctions. Just do that once a month. And by the way, I'm a member. I don't have to do that. But I just want you to know that I'm for real. I do it, and I'm asking you to partner up with me and support this channel, okay? Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. This is not my channel. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. And if you will locate the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which is a video that Sparky videotaped with his camera of me flying his beautiful and light Junar XL. You get a chance to see me do the stunt pattern. It was a bucket list day for me. I was flying at the Nationals and I was being judged by 5 trained judges. So it was really a tremendous honor for me to be there. And I want you to take a look at it. See what you think about my flying. Tell me in the comments and the comments on my channel what you thought of my stunt pattern. And I was being very careful, by the way, with someone else's airplane. Anyways, I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. Oh, and one other thing. When you join the Stunt Hangar YouTube channel memberships, what you get is access to member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a question and answer show for members only. So please consider joining. Please support us. Please do all you can to support this hobby. It's just a small number of us that really do this. And so we need your support. We need everybody, all hands on deck. Anyways, without any further ado, I'm going to now post the link at Stunt Hangar Forum. Let me do that right now. Let me find that link and let me post that. I went flying today. Pretty nice day, actually, out there in out here in Escondido. Let me see here. Let me send this to. So the link is posted. You should be able to find it. I have people ask me how to get into the show, and that is how you do it. I got another little challenge here. Let me see here. Just bear with me one second. See what's wrong with this. Didn't like how I did that. Okay, well, let me see here. I'll get to that in a moment. Let me get to the control panel, and let's see how the stream is flowing there and how everything is going. So let me see here. YouTube Studio. All right. So anyway, like I was saying, the way to get into this meeting is to go to the Stunt Hangar forum, and I'm having some challenges here. What is going on? Hang on a second. This is not. What's going on? Oh boy. Just a second here. I'm having problems getting into Sparky's YouTube channel, but I suspect it's let me see what is going on. I don't want to go there. I guess I got to do this. So bear with me. I'm having problems getting back to Sparky's YouTube channel. Let's see here. Just bear with me here. Oh, it looks like the link is working. Let's see here. I see Mark Gerber's making his way in here. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Good, Charles. How are you?
Doing good. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm actually trying to get into what I call the control panel at Sparky's. And I'm trying to fix this here. Let me verify it that I am who I am, but I'm not Sparky. So let's see if that's all right. Okay. All right, great. I'm making progress. Just a moment here. That was weird.
Am I the only one?
So far, but this show sometimes takes a while for it to get some legs underneath it,
Oh,
But right now we have 13 concurrent viewers. We have 10 likes. Thank you very much for that. Tom Rammel's in the chat box. He says like provided, and Dennis Adamison, who is a member of our YouTube channel, he provides with a like, and Gary Sinclair, who's also a member, and he's actually the monitor on the chat box, one of our monitors, but he's specifically the only monitor that I have usually when I do my show. So thank you, Gary. He says, like provided, be in there soon as possible. And let me fix this other thing here, and then you'll have my complete attention. Mark, just bear with me for a minute. Always got to go through all these little things before I can just focus on the gallery. Okay, so it looks like all that's done. And then Edward Carlisle, he said, like sent. Thank you, Edward. Appreciate that. And Marcel Legrand, he says, hi, Charles and everyone at Stunt School. I love that, Stunt School. And let me see here. Great. So there we go. There we go. So anyways, hey, Mark, you been doing any flying or building?
I'm in Muncie.
Oh, man, congratulations. I wish I was there. Have you seen Keith Trossel? Did he make it there all right?
I believe he's here, but I have not seen him or talked to him yet. I did see Tim Josh this afternoon when I checked in, and then ran into Paul Walker in the stairway.
All right.
And I think I saw David Fitzgerald going upstairs in the hotel.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. Well, you know what? Your internet looks like it's doing well.
Yeah. And I went out to the field and put up 4 flights on my Bearcat.
Awesome.
And then from Vermont, Rick and Sarah Marie Huff showed up, and they practiced in the circle next to me.
Nice. Very, very
There,
good.
there are a whole bunch of people over in the L pad, but I didn't go over there. I was flying on the grass circle.
Oh, okay. I've never flown on the grass circle. I was there. I only been to Muncie once at the Nationals, and I remember earlier in the week. I was with Sparky. I was kind of like basically just with him, and whatever he wanted to go or do, I was accompanied him. And I remember, seeing the classic and seeing some combat over there on the grass circles, but I didn't fly over there. I hadn't. I was flying Sparky's plane, but he hadn't relinquished it yet at that point.
Yeah, the combat guys are practicing right next to me. And then over on the other blacktop area, they're still doing scale practice. They got flying scale
That's
tomorrow.
right. Scale, I
Flights.
remember that too. Yeah, I remember seeing
There
scale
must have
to my
been 30 or
left.
40 airplanes over there on the blacktop taking practice flights for scale.
Very, very cool. That is awesome. How many Nats have you been to?
Um, two before this, and then this will be my third one here in Muncie. I went to two when I lived in New England. And they came up to Westover a couple times.
Very nice. So how do you feel about the Bearcat? How, as far as its flying and everything, as far as trim?
It's flying really well. I need to get some more practice with it, but I have this prop that Sparky gave me. It was we had trouble with getting it to slow down at Brodax. Hey, Gordon.
Hey, Gordon, and hey, Bart. How you guys doing?
Bart's asleep.
All right, that's fine. It's not unusual for us to have people in our gallery asleep, so he's not the first one.
I hope he doesn't lose that glass and dump his drink on the floor.
Yeah. So I was just talking to Mark. He's there at Muncie. He's ready to put up a couple practice flights, and I was just about asking him. I was about ready to ask him. Now how's the difference in sea level? I mean, you normally fly in Colorado, and here you are now in Muncie. So you got to do any changes? Do you suspect just because of the change in altitude, or there is no change?
Well, you have to open the needle valve at low altitude because you get more air, so you need more fuel. And I changed props. I was in Brodax a few weeks ago. Sparky gave me a 14.5 rev up and had me cut it down to a 13.5. And that worked really well at Brodax, but it was too much propeller back in Colorado.
Oh, so it's good for Muncie then.
Yeah, so I put it back on today and went back up with it. And the first flight was too lean, but then the next flight I opened the needle valve up another quarter turn. It was just about right. So it's working good.
And that's great. That's fantastic. By the way, Sparky said he's never going to do that again. He didn't mention you by name, but he said on one of his shows recently that he'd given someone a 14.5 rev up, and he's not going to do that again. So anybody listening, do not expect to get another prop from Sparky. That was, I think he was probably enthralled with the Big Bear. That's probably where you got him. Because I haven't seen it in person, but I've heard that what I've seen does not do it justice. So, but he must have caught him at a weak moment because he has his stock and he's not giving any of it up. But you got one, so good for you.
Well, I think we were lucky because I cut it down to 13, and so it's got more area than a normal 13 has.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it work well.
Yeah, and Sparky swears by that wood too, the wood that they use. He just thinks that the rev up, whatever the choice of wood is, it just works great, for the Super Tiger 60s. It's flexible enough, stiff enough. It's just right.
I was kicking myself because I had a 13.5 back in Colorado, and I thought I put it in my box, but obviously I didn't. And I went to look for it; it wasn't there.
Yeah, it would be nice to see what the difference is. So you just would.
Well, Sparky bailed me out, and that cut down 14.5 seems to work really well.
Very, very, very good.
Mark, what's the weather like back there?
This evening was beautiful. The rest of the week isn't so good. But it was really calm air, and It was pretty warm. It was up in the 80s, high 80s,
Yeah.
but it was a really nice evening to fly. But tomorrow is supposed to be like 50% chance of rain going up to higher in the afternoon, possible thunderstorms and quarter to half an inch of rain, they say. And then Sunday is a little better, I think, but it isn't supposed to be clear on Sunday either. It's supposed to be some more rain and overcast.
So when's the top 4 or top 5 fly off? Is that tomorrow?
No, it'll be a week from today.
Oh, I'm a week early.
Yeah, the banquet is Sunday night. And, night after tomorrow night. And then
Yeah.
the flights start on Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday.
Classic and nostalgia and old timer on Monday. And then the big guys start on Tuesday, and they Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday's the top 20. And then Friday's the fly off for the 5, and then the Walker Cup.
When's the Walker Cup? Friday?
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you.
Well, I'm judging.
Well, you're going to fly classic, aren't you?
Yeah, on Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you.
Thanks.
So you're gonna fly your Big Bear and Classic?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Wow, are you gonna fly that in Pampa as well?
No, I'm going to be a judge.
Oh, okay.
He's judging. Are they flying classic in the grass again?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that cost me first place last time I was there. Had a beautiful approach, but a little bit hot. If it had been asphalt, it'd have been a greaser. And it touched down. I hit a bump and bounced in the air and touched down again, bounced in the air. And time was through bouncing, I was down to third.
Oh man, yeah,
Huh.
I know.
I had to make this special gear for my Bearcat for grass. It's big balloon wheels and it sticks out way out in front. It doesn't look very scale-like at all, but it works pretty good on grass.
Yeah.
But if we were on pavement, I could put on the regular gear and look a lot more like a real Bearcat.
Yeah. Well, you're doing the right thing.
Hey, Bart's awake now. Hey,
Bart-
Bart, what are you doing?
Oh, wakey, wakey, he is awake.
Well, they fed me a beautiful dinner and margarita, and I was done
Yeah.
all week.
You take reservations, Gordy?
Say what?
You take reservations? I'd like to come out to your place too. It looks like a pretty
You're
good place to
welcome
stay.
anytime, Bart.
What'd you say, Gordy? You couldn't hear you.
I told him he is welcome anytime he wants to come up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, I guess down.
Well, sort of over.
Yeah.
Let me welcome Gary Sinclair. Hey, Gary, thank you for coming in. Got you with your mouth full, yeah, just like a waitress. How
Yeah,
was your meal?
yeah. Pretty good.
But thank you for coming in.
You're
And John
welcome.
Miller's in the house. Thank you, John, for coming in.
Good to be here.
Yeah, so I'm glad to see you, man. So we have Mark Gerber. He's actually in Muncie, and he's seen quite a bit of people so far. He's seen Dave Fitzgerald, Paul Walker, and some other people in the hotel.
Tim Just.
Tim Just is there. Great, great. So let me see here. Gordy, what you been up to? And Bart, what's been going on with you guys?
We gave up on the Hinds and now we're working on profile pathfinders.
All right.
He's given up on the Hinds, not me.
We got the fuselages built and now we're building the step and elevators.
All right. So why are you putting the Hinds aside?
It's a mess. We don't want to talk about it.
Okay. No problem. No problem. I understand. And let me ask John Miller, what you been up to, John? I know I spoke to you just yesterday, but what you been up to?
I've been talking to these two guys most of the day.
Oh, cool. I hope you guys aren't all talked out. So I hope you guys.
Oh, no.
Me? Moi? Oh, no.
I know that's like me being talked out too, right? It doesn't happen.
Yeah, right. Doesn't happen.
Not gonna happen, especially if it's about control line stunt.
Of course, I've made a big faux pas today. I finally found the stalkers that I was looking for. Found one of them I put in a different box,
Uh-huh.
but I found out that two out of the three. Remember, I didn't have a needle valve for it. Well, two of them I
Yes.
don't have needle
A
valve.
needle,
for.
yeah. You found the needle?
Nope. I think they fell out in a box and got thrown away. So
rats.
I tried calling I sent an email to Ruslan,
All right.
and I got a real quick. I mean, as soon as I sent it, one popped back, but it was all in Ukrainian, so I don't know what it said. But it might have said, because of the war, we aren't doing anything.
Well, you can just get that translator. You can on your browser, you should be able to find a translator, and then it'll translate what he said.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to have to do. So then I thought, well, like Tom Dixon is the dealer for Stalker in the U.S., so I got his number and I called him up, and it rang and rang and rang and rang. And about the time I picked up, I realized, oh, he's probably up at Muncie right now. I know. So I ashamedly said, I'm sorry. I just realized you're probably at Muncie. I'm needing some needle valves, but I'll wait till after you get done. Yeah.
No,
yeah. So there we have it.
I've been in need of things, and it's like right around a big event, and these guys are either at Brodax or they're at the Nats, and it's like you're gonna have to wait, and it's like rats. It's like I'm happy for them to be there, but I really wish they were home so I can get what I want.
Yeah. Well, I'm just hoping that Ruslan is up and running, in even a small way. Yeah, but I totally understand if he's not. I wouldn't want to be in his situation.
No, I wouldn't want that either.
Well, he took my money, so John was supposed to sell me his 51, but he wouldn't find it until after I ordered one.
Well, I found it looking for the needle valves. I started going through all the boxes of engines that I had, and there was a box in there that I didn't remember having that engine. And so as I was getting everything ordered, I said, I better look what's in there. And there it was. I couldn't find it because all the rest of the stalkers are in plastic baggings.
Yeah, well, okay.
That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
No.
Let me welcome Stuart. Hey, Stuart from Canada. How you doing, Stuart?
Good. Yep.
You been doing any building or flying? I know that last I saw you was holding that beautiful Cardinal.
Yeah, I went flying tonight, and I broke the tail off the tutor again. So, but it's an easy fix. I broke in the same spot. The hourglass got me.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
When I pulled out, I just was a little too low and kind of skipped it. But it's an easy fix. We'll be back in business tomorrow.
All right.
We need some weather. That's what geez, it's been windy up here a lot. Either rain or windy. So, oh well.
Yeah.
I was looking at the map today, and you guys are about as far north of me as Boise, Idaho is.
We're is north or like equal to Northern California.
Yeah, which is Boise, Idaho is equal to the northern border of California.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that we're that far down.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was kind of, oh wow, they're practically right in the middle of the states.
Yeah.
Doesn't help with the weather though, does it?
No, it hasn't been that good.
Just bear with me. You guys can continue talking. I got to do something real quick.
I was just wondering what you were looking at.
Yeah, just bear with me here. Let's see here.
Gary, what are you munching down on?
Oh, party mix.
Ah, good stuff.
Yeah, just
So we got a real full house here tonight.
Yeah, you know where everybody's at?
Yeah, we're stuck at home. Oh, well.
You're making John hungry. He's gonna go out and order pizza.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, I'll
sure.
just go throw one in the oven.
Oh. So do you think I sent my money there for nothing, John?
I hope not. Truly, Gordon, I don't think anything was done on purpose. From my understanding, Russo's a pretty upright guy.
You know, if I thought, I would have got it from, what's the name in Florida there?
Tom Dixon.
Tom Dixon.
What? Here's the deal I'll make with you. When I bring that up for you to look at, I'm going to leave it there with you so you can use it until you get your own.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Okay,
Well, they can use it to build around.
that's right.
Well, I appreciate that, John.
Well, you do it for me. In fact,
Well,
you have done it for me.
yeah, once or twice.
Yeah.
Bear with me. I'll be right back real quick.
You leaving?
You have to get something real quick.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
Is
Well,
this-
let's see.
LA 46s you're talking about. Is that an OS motor?
Yes.
Stalker 51.
Yeah, he and I are talking about a Stalker 51 side exhaust.
Yeah.
It's a pretty potent, powerful, smooth running engine.
Very, very smooth running. Very low on vibration.
Yeah.
In fact, John let me borrow his 51 rear exhaust. I've had it my LE Pathfinder that I flew at the Nats. So
Yeah. I've been flying my LE Pathfinder on a Stalker 51 and more than enough power.
yeah, see, until you reminded me that day, John, I forgot all about it.
Oh yeah, that I had one.
And then when you told me the color, I remember.
Yeah, because part of your linoleum is still that color.
Yeah.
Boy, it was hard to get out. I tried to get that up.
I know.
I don't know what your wife did, but she knows more about it than I do.
Well, I told you not to pour that stuff on my linoleum. You get negative.
Well, I thought since it was falling on top of the paint you already got on there.
Well, you
Yeah.
had some kind of a cleaner you was going to try to clean it up with.
Yeah,
And all it did is stain the linoleum worse.
yeah.
Sandy's got some kind of magic formula that is top secret.
Well, it works.
It's cute. What's that?
The difference is that water-based enamel or acrylic enamel, whatever it was that Rust-Oleum painter's touch is, when it dries, it sets pretty hard.
Yeah. It's quite fuel proof, wasn't it, John?
Yeah, haven't had a problem with it. And I just to make it a little more glossy, I put a coat of clear dope over the top of it. It took that well too.
Clear what?
Clear dope.
Oh, clear dope. It sticks to it okay?
Oh yeah, it stuck to it just fine. But if I ever spray over linoleum ever again, I'll put paper down first.
Yeah. I kind of miss not to have you around here.
Well, yeah, I miss not living there half the time.
Yeah. The one time I knocked the door off rollers and put a hole in it.
or turn the faucet on and let the sink run over.
Oh, I could have wringed your neck for that one.
Yeah, I could have too.
Looks like we have Tom Luciano trying to get in here. It's dark where he's at. He must be outside.
Yeah. Hi, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
You see it?
Oh, yeah. I see you now. You're driving. All right.
Yeah, we're heading to the Nats.
All right. Wish I was with you, Tom.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Jim Vigani.
Hey,
Remember,
Jim,
Jim?
how you doing?
How are you?
Good to not. I only see your shoulder, but I remember when I met you at the Nats several years ago, so I kind of remember what you look like.
Yeah.
So how
So we're
far
on our way.
are you from the Nats, you guys?
What's that?
How far out are you from your destination?
Oh, we're in Pennsylvania. We're gonna stop and get a room overnight.
Okay. Well, cool. So
Yeah, being that the schedule's all pushed up, we figured we'd get a jump on it tonight, drive maybe halfway, and then finish out in the morning. So maybe we can get a couple flights in tomorrow before things start getting crazy. We'll see.
that sounds good. So what plane you going to fly in open? And you have a plane for classic as well, or what else do you have going on?
Jim is flying in classic, old time, and advanced. And I'm flying the old dog in open this year.
All
And I
right.
do remember to bring the trophy with me. It's back here for the advanced guys.
Very good. Very good. So
So yeah, the old
you got it all
dog's coming out
polished up.
every year. What's that?
You got the trophy all polished up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A lot better than when I got it. Put it that way.
Oh, that's nice. That's good. Let me welcome
Yes,
Carl.
Saturday.
Carl Reed came in here too. Hey, Carl, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And in our chat box, Marcel Legrand, he was asking Mark, is Mark still with us? Where's Mark at?
I think he left.
Mark left. Hey, Marcel, I guess when Mark comes back, I'll try to ask him. But anyways, what Marcel Legrand wants would be if we can get some video of Mark flying his Bearcat. And
I
then
know something Marcel wanted to see. He wanted a better look at this here.
we make it big.
Let me get it out.
All right.
Back.
And Terry Mitchell says, like sent, and hello, everyone. Hello, Hello, Terry. Thanks for coming in. Let me make you big here. Oh yeah, look at that.
Let's see.
Oh, that looks good, John.
Yeah, it's called a Raven. It's playing on some ideas that Gordon expressed and I worked on as well about the idea that the stationary flap on an airfoil will act in the airstream at some points for just an instant, like it's given 7 degrees of down flap when it goes into a positive or a negative attack mode, and that might by designing to take that into condition or that condition into control might make a non-flap ship fly a little more aggressively. So anyway, so that's it.
Very nice.
When did you build that, Judd?
About 20 years ago.
It looks good. Is that all film or paint?
Paint on the fuselage and film on the wing. This is paint on the stab and elevator. I built it, like I say, about 20 years ago. I think I was building it around 2000, 2001, and took it out to fly it, and I screwed up. I didn't take into consideration a couple things. One, I thought, well, okay, it's got 2 booms. I'll put the bell crank at the inboard boom and run the push rod down the inboard what do you call them? Anyway, the inboard, this part right here.
Tail boom.
Tail boom. There you go. Thank you there, Bart. And so trouble is that now I had too much weight on the inboard side, and I had like 1.25 ounces of tip weight on there. And it would throw that weight in. I'd do a hard maneuver, and I had too long of lines on it. I get a line, and I had too much going on at that point in time, and I just set it aside and said, I'll work on this later well, now I've got a set of lines made out of fishing line and Spectra, and I could take off a lot of tip weight. And if I ever build another one, I'll have that belt crank going down the outboard boom, and I probably won't need any tail weight at all.
Yeah. Let me welcome Dennis Adamison. How you doing, Dennis?
All right. Sorry I'm late. I was on
That's
the phone
okay.
watching. It looked like you were all by yourself in here. I couldn't believe that. So,
Well, thank you for coming to my rescue. I appreciate it. But actually, Mark Gerber was the first one in, so
yeah.
that
And
worked out.
where'd Mark go?
I don't know. I was surprised because we had a request from Marcel Legrand for maybe to get some video footage of his Bearcat flying at the Nats.
We get it to
Hmm.
different feet.
Tom, I think you're breaking up a little bit.
Like the thumbnail gallery. Yeah. There's dots on the bottom.
I don't know. Is that Tom or is that Mr. Hands from the
It's
Mr.
Tom Luciano and Jim Vigani.
All right, guys. Hey,
Hey,
there we go.
Danny, what's up? Hey, Dennis.
All right. Yeah, we're hanging in there. How about you guys? How you doing?
Some near almost to Brodak, right? We're not far. Oh,
You're
wrong
almost-
contest. Wrong
You're
month.
almost to Brodak. I don't know how to break the news to you.
I'm a month late.
Yeah, Brodex is already finished. You missed it.
Yeah, you're a couple weeks. Yeah.
They're slow drivers.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna stop somewhere in Pittsburgh, somewhere around there for the
Yeah.
night. Finish the journey in tomorrow morning.
Yeah, boy. I'm 85 miles away, so I'm not gonna be knocking myself out there. I have to leave early Sunday because I have to be on the field at 7 a.m. But anyhow,
Oh, wow. So you're not coming until Sunday morning. Wow.
right. Like I say, only got 85 miles to go. So
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I said, what, an
That's-
hour and a half drive?
in fact, I flew the sailplane Nats one year. I went home every night. I
Wow.
flew all day, went home at the end of the day, back the next morning. So we did that all week. So
What a convenient way to go to the Nats.
yeah, really. I may do that this year too. I'm up in the air. My wife is having one of those Monday. She's having that cancer biopsy surgery. They
Oh.
go in and they take a little slice and a little, all that. And if it's not too bad, she'll get a couple little slices. They'll send her home. But if it's bad and if they uncover something, I don't know what we'll get into. So I'm going to be there Sunday, stay through the banquet, and then I'm going to go home Sunday night and be with her Monday. And I guess Monday I'll find out if I'm flying in the Nats or not.
Yeah.
If
I hope the best for
if she has a pretty if it's an okay kind of experience or mild experience, I'll probably go ahead and go on Tuesday. And if she has a bad experience, I will probably be taking care of her. So
Yeah.
Well, wish you the best there.
Yeah,
not a lot of
Yeah.
not a lot of drama one way or the other,
Well, our best to you both.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Tell Deborah we're thinking positive thoughts for her and praying for her.
Yeah.
Okay, she'll appreciate that. She just got back from Las Vegas. She took our granddaughter to her dance competition in Las Vegas. All right. Pretty good place. I mean, all 7-year-olds go to Las Vegas to dance, you know what I mean? But But anyhow, they had a good time. The little girl had never been on an airplane before, and she had a blast. And hanging out there with grandma, walking up and down the Las Vegas Strip. I mean, that's what 7-year-old girls do, right? So,
Sure.
so I mean,
And the adults, they hide inside the building because of the heat.
yeah.
One year, Bart, and Nancy, and I, and Sandy met them there in August.
Oh, gee.
Couldn't get from one building to the next quick enough.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it said it was 112 to 115 this week. So,
that's what it was when we were down there.
and someone said, well, yeah, but it's dry heat. And someone else says 115 is hot. Damn it. It's just plain hot. Don't give me this dry heat stuff. But anyhow.
True.
I have a request. This is from Marcel Legrand. He says, hi, John. Thanks for any chance you can show us your new Pathfinder twin, Gordon.
Oh, yes, I could do that. I'll go get it.
Oh, thank you.
Huh?
Dennis,
Yeah.
Dennis, I got a question. Have you used the 85-pound fins yet?
I couldn't understand. I'm sorry.
Have you used the 85-pound fins lines yet?
The which lines? The
85-pound fins.
I'm using Max Quattro 80 this week. I do have some 100-pound wind tamer that I got, and I've just got them stretched out and stuff, and I really like the way they stretched. I have are you using the fins 40G? Is that what you're asking about?
Yeah, the 40G, yes.
Yeah, okay. I've only used that in 45-pound, and I like it there, but I haven't tried it in any other sizes yet.
Right.
I'm concerned that it may stretch too much. I don't know that. I'm concerned it may because it's so small. I don't think it'll break, but it will be. I think that the volume of the line is really what's going to determine how much stretch there is in it. So I got some Max Quad, or I got the fins wind tamer, their standard line basically. I got that in 100-pound because it was exactly the same size as 100-pound Max Quattro. And one neat thing is I've been buying it directly from the fins factory. And by doing that, I think I'm heading off any chance that I'll be getting any counterfeit line and stuff. Some of the people buying the Max Quattro were complaining they were getting line they thought was counterfeit and stuff like that. Well, buying it straight from the factory ought to be a pretty good safety on that. So
Yeah.
Well,
So
I'm
how about
fine.
you, Jim? Are you using the 40G then?
Yeah, I'm using, I'm Blue Angel. I got 65 pounds, 40G.
All
And
right, how do you
I also
like it?
yeah, so far, but I'm just, I bought some 85 pounds. I'm gonna
Mhm.
except for the Nats to try them. So,
Yeah, the stuff is so small that even if it's a little bigger, it's all relative. So
No,
okay, it looks like Gordy's back. Oh, looks like Gordy's got on the phone.
can't talk right now.
All right.
I'll be back in about an hour. Okay, I'm online here.
All right.
Okay, but
Wow, it looks beautiful, Gordy.
I'm
It
not
does.
see there, but
That's the one that tried to eat his hand.
Wow, that is really pretty.
Tell him what you did differently on there, Gordy.
well, I put more of a dorsal fin on the rudder, changed the shape of the back.
Mhm.
Slimmed the nacelles down quite a bit.
All
Length
right.
bulbs to give it that nice Cessna look.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say it looks like a 310, one of the long nose 310s.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
See if it-
All right.
Wow, that is pretty. That really is beautiful, Gordy.
I like it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness, that's so pretty.
Have you flown it yet?
What's that?
Have you flown it yet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
So is that paint or film or a combination? What is that?
This is monocoat and a epoxy paint job on the fuselage and the sills.
Wow. Now, do you polish that monocoat? That monocoat is really shiny.
I'm sorry, did I say, I meant monocoat. Yeah, this is monocoat.
Yeah. Do you polish that monocoat? Is it polished up?
No, it's just regular red monocoat.
Sure looks nice though, doesn't it?
It does. It looks like it's polished. It's beautiful.
My daughter does my numbers and name for me.
Wow, that is absolutely. I had no idea. Now this is are there plans for this one yet or not?
No, just the one's got plans. The one that John did for us when he did the magazine article.
Mm-hmm.
And so this has changed a little bit. Maybe just in the looks.
Yeah, well, it definitely looks really nice. Wow, that is.
15s on here, a lot more power than the LA 15s.
Trouble is you can't get them anymore.
Yeah. I used to run 20% in the other ones, and I only run 10% in here. And I kept making smaller Venturis, and I couldn't get the power out of them, so I put the carburetors on them. And I have an adjuster that closes the carburetors up.
Hmm.
And now I control the speed a lot better. So,
Are these FP 15s? You said?
no,
Nope.
these are the Magnum 15s.
Oh, Magnum 15s. Okay.
Blue head on them.
Yeah, I have one Magnum 15, so
Oh,
I don't have two though. I only have one.
yeah. You know, the other one was a fair weather. It flew an awesome flying airplane. This one here will fly in just about any kind of weather. You know, because the horsepower is so much more with these 15s. So,
Wow, excellent, excellent. So the what props are you using?
these are 9.4s,
APCs.
APCs. And the LAs, I took a 9.4 and cut it down so I get the RPMs back up on it. I kind of need the longer props to pull that other airplane. The other one was 46 ounces, and I think this is 49 or 50.
Mm-hmm.
But this flies with a lot more authority.
So tell me about your control system. I'm looking at it here, and looks like you have carbon fiber shafts and
Carbon fiber push rods, reverse bell crank, and the wing and tail assembly is exactly the same as the single engine. Same wing, same tail and elevators.
did you make your flap horns or those you purchased those flap horn and elevator horns?
I made those. I made those on the elevator horn. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, oh, it's a slider. Okay, adjuster. Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It makes it nice to be able to adjust all that.
Yeah, absolutely. So how many flights do you have on this Pathfinder twin?
Oh, maybe 20 flights.
Oh, wow. Okay.
One is fairly new is when I stuck my hand in the propeller, you know, and chewed up my forefinger.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it still has the same prop. Didn't even damage the props.
Of course. So do you think you have it all trimmed out at 25 flights or you still need to dial it in some more?
Oh, it might need some minor trimming, but it's just very minor. After it got the power control, it really started flying really nice. So, and it's nice to be able to run a full 9-inch prop without having to cut them down.
Gordy, I think you might have hit on something by going back to the carburetors and adjusting your speed with that after you've got them, set. Might be just what we were missing on the other one, where I was having so much trouble with like the Flight Street Twin thing like that. If I'd have had the RC carburetors on there and done like you did, it might have taken care of all of that problem.
It might have. I don't know if you can see. I'll bring it up here closer. I don't know if you can see right here. That's a rod
yeah.
to the carburetor. And I just adjust the nut forward or back to open or close the carburetors.
Yeah.
So is the carburetor to help you tune the two engines, or is it just for another reason?
Well, I made 4 Venturis and I still wasn't getting it at the speed I wanted. And finally, I just got tired of making Venturis and decided, well, I happened to see a Wendy's tape on his B25 and noticed he had carburetors on it. And these engines came with carburetors, so I thought, well, why not? So I put them back on. And it's working out really well.
So with the carburetors, are you able to make the outboard motor run leaner? Because it would tend to be richer, right? Normally?
No, I try to get them to run exactly the same. Usually the outboard wants to run a little slower because it's has to travel further, so it kind of richens the motor up a little bit, is what I found.
Wait,
It might also, Gordy, it might also be the fact that there's more centrifugal force on the tank, and that putting more fuel into the Venturi on the outboard one. It's when it's up and flying. That's why it goes richer on you. Remember on the Flight Street Twin, even with a bladder too, feeding off both ends on a bladder, the outboard one always went richer than the inboard.
Yep. I'll tell you, Charles, I have a picture of my great big twin, the 6'6" airplane. And I can't remember who took the picture, but I was doing a wing over.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Is that
Going on.
The inboard wing and just a little bit of the outboard was in perfect focus. And yet the outboard from there out was out of focus.
Huh. I'd love to see that picture.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool picture.
We have Jonathan Carradas from New Zealand with us. Jonathan, how you doing?
Hey, g'day. Yeah, just
G'day.
just got
Did you get a
blown
chance to
indoors
see,
by a thunderstorm.
Did you get a
Oh,
chance
no.
to see the twin? Any questions on the twin, Jonathan?
No, I just sort of caught the end of that conversation. I gather I'm sort of almost at the end of it. Sorry about that.
That's okay. No, we still got. It's only 7:45. We have at least another hour and 15 minutes. You're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're very
great.
good.
Because look, I've got to shoot off and do something. I'll be back, and I've got one of my planes here that I've taken down out of the rafters to dust off to get ready to fly when I'm feeling a bit more chipper. So I'll show that to you later.
All right. So you're feeling better. You're progressing. Your recovery is going
Yeah.
going well.
Yeah, every day I'm getting better. Yep. Moving more fluidly. So that's good. Takes time.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll be back.
All right. Sounds good.
Minute. Yeah.
Sounds great. And let me see here. What was that, Tom?
Yep.
Oh. Boy. I think I'm going to sleep good tonight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Bart, you're building a Pathfinder as well, right?
Correct, yeah.
You gonna do anything different with this Pathfinder? You've you build enough Pathfinders. I imagine you must have
Yep.
some mods you want to do.
The last one, I shortened the cord on the elevator flaps, but I think I'm gonna leave it alone this time. And just build a stock airplane with an
LA-46.
LA-46. You run
Yeah.
well, the airplane flies good. I'm actually gonna finish this one in polyspan.
Okay. Now I saw your yellow one. Remember you and I was talking a little bit at the Joust, I think it was last year. You had a yellow Pathfinder.
Well, it's still cracking. I made it out of way too soft wood. And this one will be better. And it'll be a more permanent airplane.
All right.
What color you painted?
The other one, but it looks so bad that I never finished trimming it out and everything. I never finished painting it.
What color you gonna paint the new one?
It's probably like Gordon's, yellow with
Red,
red and
Miami
blue
blue.
trim.
You saw that picture last week, Marcel's twin in the red and the blue. It looked really nice together.
Yeah. I'm gonna change the canopy line on it, but I really haven't decided on a color yet. I'm still thinking about that.
Yeah.
Hey, Gordon, I have some questions from the chat box regarding your twin you just showed.
Okay.
First of all, Marcel Legrand says, beautiful, Gordy. It's sure would love to see it fly. And then Terry Mitchell asked, what does it weigh?
50 ounces.
Wow, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's
The original was 46 ounces.
wow, that's 50 ounces with that twin, all that that prop sweep that you have. That's going to be a killer combination.
Yeah, it's got a lot of blade area.
It's like swinging an 18-inch blade.
Yeah. And Paul Taylor joined us. Hey, Paul, thanks for coming in.
Hey guys.
What you been up to, Paul?
Not a whole lot. Got out and flew Thursday, and I flew with Dick Carvel and my buddy Wild Bill. It's a little hot down here. That's about it.
Well, that's cool. That's cool.
He's got a nice bandsaw too, sitting on the bench.
I have a comment from and Dennis. You still with us, Dennis?
I'm still with you.
Yeah. So Minnesota Mike, Terry Mitchell said, sending prayers for your wife, Dennis.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And let me see here. Regarding weather, Minnesota Mike, he says that we were at 113 last week in Clovis.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's hot.
I think Jonathan would probably like to see that about now.
Was that, John, the high temperatures?
Yeah, you'd probably like to see a warm day like 113 right about now.
I can tell you what we could do with some. She's been pretty cold down the South Island. We're in the North Island. So it doesn't snow much up here except on the volcanic plateau. You know, there's 3 or 4 volcanoes there that get snow on them, and the snowfields have been inundated with snow on them. But the rest of the North Island's usually pretty mild, even in the winter. But the South Island, that's a different story. She got dumped on last week she got dumped on, and there's been a cold wind blowing. And we're getting big thunder showers going overhead at the moment. So, yeah, we could do with some warm weather.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to spring.
I'll bet. Would be healed up enough to really get out and enjoy it come spring?
Say again, sorry.
Said, will you be healed up enough to get out and really enjoy it come next spring?
I reckon, yeah, I reckon I will be. I should be. Well, it's not. It's not even 3 weeks yet since I've had my operation, and I'm feeling pretty good. Things are going well so far. So it'll take probably about 6 weeks before I can sort of move reasonably well, perhaps with one stick, one crutch, and certainly by spring, yeah. I should be fairly independent again, thank heavens.
Well,
Are you on
Good on you.
schedule? Are you on schedule where your doctor thinks you should be now and everything? Progressing the way he expects?
Yes, yeah, I went the other day. How about this? I went the other day. I rang up the doctor and I said, look, it's 14 days today since I've had the operation. I need to have my dressing taken off. They leave the dressing on now. They reckon that the less you mess around with things, if they're okay, leave them alone. Don't mess with them because you know, once upon a time they were changing the dressing every day or every second day. And of course that introduced a lot of infection.
Mhm.
So what they do now is they put the dressing on, leave it alone, don't mess with it. And after 14 days, you go in and have it taken off. And I thought they were going to pull out either staples or stitches. So I get down to the doctors and the nurse said, okay, right, we'll pull the patch off. So they pulled that off. And hello, no staples, no stitches. So I'm going to be going to see my surgeon in a few weeks' time. You know, after 6 weeks, they sign you off as fit to drive a car. But I'm going to ask him what he used because it's either internal stitching or I suspect glue.
That's it. CA.
Yep.
Yeah.
CA
The
glue.
nurse said that. She said, oh, I've heard about this. They're starting to use glue. And I said, it'll be super glue. And she just laughed. I don't think she believed me, but that's how it started. Didn't it start in Vietnam as a in the field stitch up?
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the history on it, is that it was developed to use in the field. It's kind of a stopgap thing till they could get the soldiers back to the army hospitals and stuff. So they've stopped the bleeding.
Well, it must be marvelous stuff, and it certainly works because it sticks like poop to a blanket to everything you don't want the bloody stuff to stick to. So it would work very well in the field, I would imagine. Yeah.
That's
So
true.
what the heck,
you
you're a
go.
modeler. If you have any issues there, you can stitch it up yourself, right? Just reach into the glue jar and you're ready to go.
I've seen guys doing combat stitching themselves up with the stuff on the field. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I've
cut
seen it
myself
happen.
and I put some CA on it and it healed up. It looks pretty nice. I can still see it, but it works. It works, definitely. I have a question from Terry Mitchell.
You just make sure.
Go ahead, John. Jonathan, go ahead.
I was just going to say, whenever you're messing with that stuff, it's like aftershave. You make sure you don't blow your nose, touch your eyes, or go to the toilet.
Good advice. Good advice. So, John.
And with that,
Miller,
I think I've had my turn for a while.
John Miller, Terry wants to know: did you get the picture on Messenger I sent you?
Thanks, man.
Terry Miller? Terry Mitchell?
No, Terry Mitchell.
I don't remember. When did he send it?
We'll find out. If he's listening, we'll find out.
About 5 minutes ago, John.
Yeah, check your Messenger. Maybe it's there already.
What I'm going to do.
Pardon me.
I'm out of action now. I'm in my bedroom. My bedroom.
So what plane did you fly today, Paul Taylor? What plane did you fly? Oh,
You're
yeah, you're
muted, Paul.
muted. You're muted. Yeah, you're still muted for some reason, Paul. There
Oh,
we
there
go.
we go.
There we go.
I just switched over to a MacBook Pro, so I'm still learning this thing. So I was flying a Shrike, and Dick Carvel was flying his own design. I think it was called the Retro, and really nice flying airplane. And Bill was flying a Twister. So
Have you had the new Ringmaster out yet?
no, I'm still. It's hanging on the wall back there. I'm waiting on a timer. I ordered a timer from Brodak, so
Okay.
I'll hopefully maybe break that out. I'm going to be traveling for the next 2 weeks, so maybe when I get back. So I hope to have our Cheesehead fly-in 2 weeks. I'll be up in Kenosha, so we started that in 2008. It's just a bunch of cheeseheads that get together anytime I show up, so we call it a Cheesehead fly-in.
Oh, that's cool.
Is that, but you're down in Florida now, right?
Yeah.
So that's quite a drive. That's quite a drive. So,
Well, we're going up for my wife's high school reunion, but we're gonna stop off in Nashville and visit my grandson for a couple of days. So breaking it up.
Very nice.
Okay.
I must say, Charles,
Time to show off my T-shirt then, if I may.
Oh, the man, the myth, the Grangel. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow. My wife and I are going to a grandnephew's graduation party. Well, if he's grandnephew, it makes me a grand uncle or grunkle. So
A grunkle. I like that.
Grunkle. Okay, now I get it. The
So
man, the myth, the Grunkle. All right.
anyhow,
Very good.
yeah, it's AJ Lee, Todd Lee's son. And we actually went to his party at Todd's house about a month ago. And now we're going to the same young man's party at his mother's house tomorrow. So
Cool.
but I remain the grunkle in either case. So
Let me give some advice to Jonathan Miller. Jonathan, he sent it about a week ago.
I don't recall seeing it then. It was on Facebook.
He mentioned Messenger earlier, so I think that's what yeah. He said, did you get the picture on Messenger I sent you?
Okay, I don't get on Facebook very much, so let me check there.
All right.
Charles,
Yes, Jonathan.
while he's checking, I probably yelled out inappropriately a minute ago, but I was going to say, I must remark on your fetching shirt. It's got a lovely color and sheen to it. I like it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I like this color too. I do.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah,
A good color for a chairman.
Oh. Yeah, well, I'm trying to run this stunt school. Yes, Gordon.
Dennis, are you going to see Todd Lee this next weekend?
yes, I'm going to see him Sunday for sure.
Would you tell him I said hi?
I sure will.
When he has a layover, we put him up for the night. Pretty enjoy visiting with Todd.
Todd is a really sharp guy. I really like him a lot. He's been flying really well the last several years too. So good to see. Yeah, Todd's going to help with intermediate stunt, and his wife Michelle, who's the assistant director, she's going to help also.
Oh,
and so we shall be getting very, very fast tabulation on scores. So that'll be good.
You sure to tell him I said hi.
Absolutely, Gordy.
Thank you.
Hey, Gordon,
Yes.
where's your engineer? I see you got your co-pilot there, but where's your golden retriever? Where's your engineer?
What?
He's wondering where your fuzzy dog is.
Oh,
Your engineer's missing.
he's asleep on the couch.
That's cool.
And they say dogs are dumb.
Extremely smart.
Get a margarita for dinner.
Winston. Come. Here he comes. He's getting off the couch now.
Mm.
He's got to earn his keep.
Come here.
Consultation, huh?
Get up here. Come on. Get up. No, come here. Get up. Winston, get up. Up, get up. Good.
Oh, there he is.
Ah, beautiful.
What do you say?
What's his name? Winston.
Yeah, what do you say? Winston, what do you say? Need to talk.
Yeah.
What do you say? What do you say? Jaws? Come on, do Jaws. He does it when I have food, he's a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bet. Like Jonathan said, that's a smart dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna perform with no snacks. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Hey, no food
No
around
fortune
here.
and glory in that. So
He's like, come all this way and no food.
yeah.
Yeah. I can smell
Oh.
methanol, no meat.
No. Great dog. We have a Shih Tzu, almost identical colors. And if she's laying in between his paws, you don't even notice it unless you see the 4 eyeballs. She attacks him. I mean, he'll be walking and she bites at his back legs and jumps up and tries to get his face. He'll put his mouth right over her back. Move her around, but never hurts her.
No.
You know, they get along great. Well, he's
Yeah.
taking a nap again.
Yeah, they're beautiful dogs. They sure are.
Mhm.
Wonderful dog.
I think when we get rid of this one, I might be able to show you actually. You might be interested because I'll see if I can move the camera. We're thinking of getting another. Oh, I'm on battery anyway, so I better plug in. Can you see our dog out there, or my daughter's dog? Our daughter's dog out there.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
you can see the amount of water on the porch where we've
Yeah.
just
See
had
it. Looks like a
quite a
pool.
strong deluge. She's not looking very tropical out there at the moment.
No.
I
No.
thought you had 10 coats of dope on that concrete.
Say again?
I thought you had 10 coats of dope on the concrete.
Oh,
That's it.
Yeah. It looked like an endless.
Looked like automotive finish. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I was thinking of a vanishing pool. You know, those pools that have a vanishing edge. That's what I was thinking of when I saw it.
Mhm.
It's actually a wooden deck, and I drilled holes in it. It all closed up like a boat. We've had so much rain this year that it's closed up. Normally it gets a chance to dry out and it drains, but it closed up like shiplap. And
Wow.
I drilled holes in it, and they've filled up with stuff. So I've got to go out later and clear it out again. But boy, we've had some rain. We've had about 140% of our yearly rain here in Auckland already. So I think we're in for a dry summer. It usually makes up for itself. It usually compensates by going the other way.
our mountains had 800 inches of snow this last fall.
Yeah, I hear you guys have had a lot up there.
800 inches.
Yeah,
I'm glad it wasn't all on the ground at once.
yeah.
I'm going to change the subject to flying. I was
Yes.
flying my Cardinal today, and I was doing some square maneuvers. I haven't done a whole lot of squares on it, a lot of
Oh, good.
rounds. And so I noticed today that I might change my mind later because I will have a chance to look at it more and study it. But it seemed like I was having a lot of over rotation. And I was just want to know you guys' thoughts on trimming the plane for squares. What do you guys do?
What is it, turning tighter as you do your insides?
No, I was watching for that on the loops, and it seemed like they're not shrinking or growing, not very much. They seem to be doing the rounds are really nice. I'm having problems now when I'm doing the squares. It's either I can't get off it quick enough, or I'm not really sure. I still need to watch it, kind of figure out what's actually happening. But it just seems like I'm not able to get off it. I might initiate the sharp corner, but getting off it, I'm not getting off it quick enough.
How's the CG on it?
I don't know if it seems, I mean, I can fly it level, inverted and upright, it doesn't hunt. It seems pretty stable. But I haven't measured the CG and compared it to where the plan say should be. I just been.
Yeah, the planned CG doesn't mean anything at this point. I think you're seated a pants CG right now. I would, the normal thing that a lot of people will tell you, add nose weight if it's overturning. And I will say maybe, but maybe not. It sounds to me like you may have to you're riding the corners hard enough that it's hard to do it with any kind of finesse. Maybe you have to hit it too hard to get a good corner or something like that. In any case, I'll borrow where I think Gordy was going. I would suggest you try it both ways. Add a little nose weight or add a little tail weight or something like that. Move the CG a little bit either way and see if it improves the feel.
All right.
I normally like having an airplane that, most people fly my airplanes think they're nose heavy. All right. I like to be able to attack the airplane when I'm doing a square corner, to hit it hard and everything like that. But I've noticed sometimes that if it is too nose heavy, you have to hit it so hard that it's hard to get off of it in time. Also, you have to hit it harder and come back farther and stuff like that. So it's just, you're at the point where, if you're flying the airplane, routinely, where it measures on the plans really doesn't matter anything. This is the what I used to call the assometer. All right. You go to feel, the airplane's going to tell you what it's like, what it feels like and everything like that. You might try, instead of moving the CG, you might even try moving the handle spacing one hole either way and see what it does.
Dennis?
Right now I have a hard point handle, and I'm like 3 holes in, and I have like 3/4 of tail weight underneath the stab.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at a place where you
got options.
I have options. Yeah.
I'd suggest maybe widening the handle spacing, and then if it looks like it's too much, maybe remove some of the tail weight. Airplane gets lighter. That's a good thing. So
yeah.
So
hey Bart, go ahead, Bart.
It could be when you pull maneuver, if you really have to pull hard, then it's probably nose heavy, or you've got too much flap.
That's a good one too.
That's a good one, because the cardinal, we're talking about a cardinal, they do have wide flaps.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it could be that you're having to pull it too hard, and then you have to find that place where you release, and the airplane doesn't want to stop turn.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, that's a good idea. I know even Lynn Burrell told me that he had to shave off a 1/2 inch off of his flaps on his cardinal.
well, you may not have to take it off. You just reduce the movement a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, does it have an adjustable elevator on it?
It's not a slider. It has different holes in the elevator horn.
Try moving it up a hole.
Okay.
Actually, on my cardinal, I cut and anchored the last 5 inches of flaps. Cut it off the ends. I kept the wide flaps, but I cut down the span, and that reduces the control load a lot. But I'm definitely on Bart's page with that. That's on a cardinal. That's something to try. I don't like removing cord from the flap because that's wing area.
Yeah.
But if you cut off the ends of the flap, you can get a real good quick feedback on that. So.
Is this where there was a bit of a discussion last year. I was asking people, what are these, like ear dams, like a trim tab on a boat on the bottom of the hull of a boat. They're putting on the back of their elevators. And I
Yeah.
was going to look at a chevron. Is there anything like that that people were saying that it got the model back in the groove much quicker? Anything like that help sort of straighten it out when you do?
I have not tried those yet. I know that Bob Hunt is the first one that I heard talk about that. That I don't know what he calls it now. I think back then he called it a thingamajig. I'm not sure what the right name is for it.
Bart's got him on his Pathfinder, Charles.
Oh, you do, Bart?
Yeah.
Yeah, I cut the cord of the elevator down on that airplane, and I'm sorry I did that. That's a lot of preference, but those things on the back of the elevator do seem to work a little bit.
All right. I'm gonna have to make some up. I don't have any of those.
Have to be over 16th high, if that.
Okay.
Doesn't take a lot.
Yeah, I'll try all that stuff. See what works.
I was always going to try putting chevrons on an elevator, which I'm going to do, but I haven't done it yet.
Now, what is a chevron? I mean, I'm familiar with the name, but it escapes me what it is.
Well, it's like one of the Boeings have put them on their trailing edge of their engines, their engine casing, it lessens the turbulence, so the sound is less. The air straightens out and flows better over the flap. You don't get turbulence over the moving surface, for the lack of a better word. It might be the bleeding edge or trailing, or it might be the trailing edge of something. But it's a wiggle like this, like that.
Okay.
So that in effect, you might be, depending on which way you look at it, you might be lengthening your elevator or widening it or shortening it, but it may straighten out the airflow. And that was something I was going to try, but I never did. I haven't tried it yet, but I will. I'll give it a go.
Yeah. I know that some people use those vortex generators. They do that, and also the trip strips. But I thought that was for other problems, other issues. I thought.
Okay, Charles, let me do a quick share, if I may.
All right. And welcome the original Steve Smith. Thank you for coming in.
This is on a thread I did way back when on the Cardinal.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's great. That gives me an idea of how to do that, what you did with yours. Okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And there was someone else, Willis Swindoll, who I believe we lost several years ago.
Mm.
And
at
any rate, Willis did the same thing. He actually went more aggressive than I did. And and he also made mention of cutting down. Looks like he slowed the controls down, made the elevator move more than the flap, which I think is what Bart suggested, right?
Yeah.
So,
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that setup, Denny, you could also use as a trim too, couldn't you? Trimming device.
Yeah, you can if you
That's very
need.
clever. That's nice.
Yeah. But it does work. It'll definitely reduce the control load, the handle load.
Yeah.
And you won't have to hit the corner as hard, and you'll get a better corner and this and that and every other thing. So
generally smooths it out.
So you just glue it to the side of the rib, that part that anchors that push rod?
Yeah, I just put like a I think it was a Goldberg horn, or Goldberg skid was the anchor, and then just a control horn on the trim tab.
All right.
Let's see if it's still there. Yeah. Oops. Well, where'd it go? Can't really expand it anymore. This side here was like a piece of it was a Goldberg skid. It was a nylon skid with a couple of pins on it, and it was just anchored into the rib. So not exactly a real anchor, gluing it into the ARF like that, but it worked. And then this is just a control horn on this side
Okay.
with a couple of quick links on it, so you get adjusted like Jonathan suggested, if there's any need for leveling tips or wing tips or anything like that. As you can see, I did 5 inches on this. If anything, that was about right. Do you put axe from the rib and stuff? If anything, I might have gone a little farther, less rather than less. I think would help drive that is that it was a convenient locating relative to the hinge, which just peeks in the view right there.
Okay. I see the other hinge. Yeah.
Yeah. However you built your ARF, you might have that.
So that skid, is this glued onto the cap strip or is it actually glued to the side of the rib?
It's glued to the cap strip.
Okay.
The skid had, there's no chance I think you'd ever find one now. It was molded by Goldberg, and I think all of the Goldberg stuff is gone now. But basically you just need an anchor on one side and then the control horn on the other side. The anchor can be almost anything. You could probably put the screw directly into the rib and that would be an anchor. And then, something with you could probably do it now with a piece of plywood or something like that. See if you can fit a groove in there, glue it to the rib, and it just has to stand up enough with enough room so it'll catch a quick link. In fact, you really don't need a link there. You could get away with just a Z-bend and a push rod.
Right.
And then the adjustment only has to be at one end. So
What happened, Dennis? You got a real engine on that one.
yes, it was in since these pictures were taken, this airplane has been corrected.
All right. Now you did that to both wing panels.
Oh, absolutely. You have to do it on both because because what we're really doing is adjusting the movable area. I believe the Cardinal's an equal span airplane, so would have cut it the same on both. But if it wasn't an equal span airplane, I would have cut a longer piece. I would have cut it so that the flaps were the same length. And so
Okay.
it meant that, so the fixed part, the tab might have been longer on one side than the other.
Okay. All right.
Right.
With you. Thank you very much.
All right. And
I
if
have
you
a
ever want
comment.
to, if you want to look it up and see it yourself, there's the thread there. Cardinal Sins, Dennisizing the ARF. So
Oh, cool. All right.
I was into cool
Really?
titles back then.
Yeah, that is a
Yeah.
cool title.
Yeah.
Very cool. Let me welcome Steve, the original Steve Smith in St. Louis. How you
Yeah, I
doing,
thought
Steve?
the original Steve Smith might be halfway to Muncie by now, though.
Oh no, I'm leaving in the morning
Super.
and should be there in the afternoon. So
Mhm.
maybe
You and
I'll get
Sparky
a
coming
practice
together?
flight or two. What's that?
Are you and Sparky coming together?
No, Sparky left today,
Wow.
going to Dayton to get fuel and practice.
Hmm.
And then he's going back to Muncie on Saturday,
Okay.
late Saturday.
I think Stuart is waving here.
Hey, Stuart.
Hi, Stuart.
Hi, I just got a question when I was flying the Cardinal. When you're flying downwind, let's say you're going to do a loop, and you very light wind versus a stronger wind, do you have to really crank the handle more to get it to go around? Do you notice? Is that just something I noticed, or I don't know? I just, for some reason, I felt like I had to crank it harder when there was a higher wind.
Yeah, that's normal.
Is it?
A little bit of that is normal. Are you getting any flex in a push rod or anything like that?
I wouldn't know that. I'm not that smart, but
just
I noticed
it happen in both
had
an
to
inside and an outside turn the same way, or do you notice that it's harder to do inside turns than say outside turns?
I was doing inside, and I just thought I felt like when the wind was higher that I had to crank it harder to get it. And I didn't know if it was the centrifugal force from the wind pushing the plane and it needed more force to do the loop. That's what I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. That's just my thought, but
Well, yeah, the airplane's pulling harder. So whatever force you're used to giving it, you're fighting that much harder. So
okay. I didn't know if it was
I noticed that. Since
if
I'm not real,
that's
my
what I was right.
my arm and wrist aren't real strong and everything like that. And I'm flying my big airplane right now, and it beats me senseless every time. So if I fly it 4 times, I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
You
I
guys,
just
what do you guys think about biasing with the wind?
or sorry, Charles, what was that?
Biasing when you start the maneuver.
Yeah. Judges hate that.
They do.
yeah, they get over it.
Well, they shouldn't. They don't have to really move much.
Especially on the
I see you, Bart.
on the triangles. Oh man, if you're not in the right spot to watch the triangles, they look wrong.
Yes. Yes.
So Bart has his hand raised. Go ahead, Bart.
Yeah, I just want to make a couple comments on the Cardinal, which has a fairly thin wing. Okay. And normally on a thin wing airplane, you're going to need a little bit more flap to get it to corner. Case in point, on my Tempest, Rich Day had a pretty thick wing. And we had a guy in Northern California build one. He didn't follow the plans. He made the movement 45-45 or equal movement. And I had him cut it down. And in the day, we used to put 45 degrees elevator to 37 degrees of flap. But once he changed that, he said it was a whole new airplane. So at this point, you have to play with your airplanes. And the Cardinal has a fairly thin wing, so you're going to need, you know, probably a little more flap than not 45-45, but maybe 40-45 or 37 to 45 degrees. But be careful when you go into a corner the first time, because it may take the load off the handle, but the airplane may not want to corner as well. So here again, it's a crapshoot. You gotta play with your airplane to find out what makes it fly. And I don't want you to take a lot of flap out and not make it to the ground too quick. But anyway, that's been my experience.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. John Miller, you go ahead, John.
Yeah, look, trying to find that picture that was sent to me. I couldn't find it on Messenger anywhere. So
thank you for looking.
I do in a little bit here. I've got something to share. Marcel showed me a whole bunch of pictures of his friends' motors or engines that he makes, and one of them is a V12, and it actually shows it running. If you start it up and run it.
Oh, cool.
And his friend is thinking about building a Spitfire for it. I think you'd probably know who he is, Jonathan.
Yeah, Kevin. I was describing that the twin engine US thing, US Navy, the Grumman Tiger Cat that we were going to fly, and the guts fell out of the controls or something happened. He built it, and he's also a brilliant engineer. He builds miniature engines. I've met him a couple of times. I'm pretty sure it's Kevin something. Anyway, he's absolutely brilliant. He builds a whole range of engines. Absolute brilliant engineer. Brilliant.
Yeah, Marcel showed me a whole bunch of pictures of. He says he has over 3,000 engines that he's built.
Yes.
Wow.
And I believe it. But if you're ready, I'll
I'm ready.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Get on share screen. Well, I thought I left that. Just a minute. Hang with me a minute.
I have a comment to read by James Dean. Anyway, so James Dean, famous actor,
Yeah.
But James Dean says you can also use Gorilla Tape stacked on itself. I've done 3 layers, about 3/16 inch wide, full length, has the same effect that the elevator fences have.
Huh.
So that's another thing I can try.
Of course, you'll never get.
Thank you, James Dean. And then Marcel Legrand said Dean Clark.
Dean, that's right, not Kevin. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've got to get the page back. I've got it in Messenger, and I must have closed that page off. Well, I'll come back to me. I'll get it up.
All right, thank you, John. Appreciate it, man. That's no problem. So, Steve, you're ready to fly your vector at the Nats in intermediate?
Yeah. Practiced again today. Wasn't happy with some of the maneuvers, but we'll see what happens on Sunday.
Yeah.
Are you still flying on the 64-foot lines?
Yes, I am.
What diameter? Those, they're steel, right?
Yeah, they're
15s or
those
18s?
they're those Russian lines I got from Sparky.
Oh, really?
Oh, those are
Okay.
good lines. I like those lines.
They really pick up the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Man, when I cleaned them after the
Will
flight.
you clean yours?
Yes. Mark Hughes taught me that.
What you get when you mess with the Russians.
Yeah,
Actually, they're Ukrainian, right?
I think so. Yeah, but they
Yeah.
I'm
pick up a
going to be
lot of
bringing your
junk.
new Ukrainian lines.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Spectra lines,
Yeah,
Denny.
well, these were, I was able to get yellow and blue, and honest to God, it matches the Ukrainian flag. So you can,
All
anybody
right.
ask you, tell them you're flying 21st century Ukrainian lines. So
Oh, there we go.
instead of those 18th century 4-strand things, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for reminding me. I need to clean my lines more often.
Yeah, I remember, Charles, you were having trouble with the SB at one time and said, gee, it seems really sticky. And I says, oh, did you clean your lines? Honest to God, we were texting.
Yeah.
I said, did you clean your line? Honest to God, over the text, I heard him go, okay. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
I need to get better at that. I need to make that a more of a routine.
Well, it looks like those lines really work good, but you really need to be on your best behavior as far as keeping them clean and everything like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I'll clean them after 2 flights.
Yeah.
And the paper towel is black.
Mhm.
I even have the solution that you can buy at Control Line Parts. It's a special solution they recommend you clean the lines with.
I just use isopropyl alcohol.
Yeah, that's probably good. I forgot the chemical, but they sell it on Control Line Parts.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a little spray bottle. It's pretty good.
I don't know. I'm not sure that green
I'm
bottle.
not
I
even
think
using it.
Tryon uses Rolling Rock to clean his lines there. Is that Tryon, is that Rolling Rock there?
Oh
The
my.
green bottle?
Yeah, it's very good Rolling Rock.
Is that a lager or a lager beer or something that he uses? Sounds like a beer.
It is. I use beer to clean my lines. They're very good.
There you go.
Well, Steve, you're there with it right there in Anheuser-Busch country. I mean, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, no Bush
yeah.
for me. Sorry.
No Bud Light. Sorry.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I heard about that. So.
Hey, Tryon, how are you doing? And what you been up to?
Well, not a whole lot. I just finished the molded shell that I started a while ago, and when we met last time, that worked great. Especially if you use the original components that comes with the kit, because it has a hole cut out and everything. It even has the blank that's inside the hole, right? So after I done all this stuff, I just put a razor blade on top of balsa block, and I put my mold down flat on the table, and I just walked the razor blade around. So I had a nice flat cut all the way around. And then the only thing I had to deal with after that was just making the cutout opening for the wing, which was very easy because you take the wing root out of the mold, right? You can have a nice, easy way to trace it around. And then I took the shell out and I put the core, the center core, the balsa piece, right? That looks like the shape of the wing, right?
Okay.
I put it on a tray on top of the trace line and use that with an exact knife to cut around it. I mean, it was just easy peasy, perfect. But that's about it. I'm waiting on a lot of stuff. And good news, I finally got the raw cell in.
All right.
So I can start working on new stuff. I have my PVA, I have the waxing. I'm just waiting on some polishing compounds to repolish the molds and get them nice and neat and stuff like this. So I have a nice fresh surface to work with. I'm also waiting on a paint for the vector to finish the vector. I mean, just a lot of stuff is coming in. So unfortunately, because I kind of dragged my ass a little bit, I didn't finish the fixing the revolutions, but I start repairing it. So a couple of changes I'm going to do on the revolutions is that what I did in the past, I glued a spar inside the fuselage on the backside. So the elevator is still sliding on the spar, has 2 screws underneath and holds it in place. So I decided to no longer have a fixed spar, but a floating one. So the idea is that you put the spar in, it's just floating around, just flopping all over the place, right? But when you slide the elevator in, the elevator has the 4 pins. It has a pin in front and one on the back, and they're on both sides like this, right? So you have the pins. So as long as the elevator engages on the pins and the spar, so the pin stops the elevator from doing this, right?
Okay.
And then the spar is going to stop it from doing that. So there's no need to lock the spar in place and glue it in anymore, which makes my life even better, especially for transporting it, because in the past I found that like the glued in spar in on the back of the plane was posing a little bit of a problem because they are so wide, they make my fuselage kind of wider. And when I put them inside the box, they're almost touching each other. And obviously the spars cannot stay like this, they have to stay staggered. So one fuselage is in the front, one on the back and stuff like this. So so I think it's a good addition. All I have to do just is just put a little piece of balsa wood inside the fuselage from stopping from collapsing in, and that's about it. I mean, just super simple stuff. And I think it's going to be overall much better. It's easy to get to things. It's just I'm continuously improving the methods. And another thing I want to do to the plane before I did anything, I want to up the size of the screws that hold my wings in place, to go from I think it was 832 to a 1032, which means the relief on the back in front of the screw is going to be a larger diameter than the pin that goes inside the wing tube and locks the wings in place. And that's where my stuff failed the last time. It's just like the you have the screw area and have your relief after the screw, and have like the dowel area, the alignment section of the pin itself. So it broke right there where just in front of the threads, what it was at the thinnest diameter. So I think if I up the diameter, everything is going to fall in place. And I never ever had failures on a pinhead. But now, God knows, it's just like, because I'm moving it's tough when you do stuff for the first time and nobody else, is done. Yeah, and you don't know where the failure points are. Even though you do some number crunching in there, say like, hey, this is bigger and stronger than whatever we currently use, right? but I'm also pushing the plane to a much farther level than the usual flying that we have. Even in the competition level, I'm pushing my plane really, really hard in the corners.
Right.
And I was really climbing on top of it at the time when I mean, just like I was driving it so deep and so hard in the corners that I mean, just that's when it gave up. But I was just pushing harder and harder and harder and harder and harder, you know, until you know, with full confidence in it, right? But you know, you find where the failure points occur, right? So,
right.
Knowing that it didn't fail on the head and it fell on in front of the screw, which was the thinnest section in the screw, in a pin itself, right? Then it kind of told me like, hey, chances are the head is fine in diameter, but the pin head and the diameter of the threads needs to go up. So I don't have a failure point over there. It's gonna, but now I just moved it on the head now. But since it didn't fail in the past, so I think I should be fine. That's kind of the method to my madness right now. And so I'm repairing. I'm gonna make new pins. I'm gonna upgrade the thread sizes on those on the rods, and I have took all the attachment points for the wing, and I'm gonna take them out. On the back side, I'm gonna leave it to the since it doesn't have too much value in wings going up and down, right? So that's just in the main spar, right? The backside, I don't really care for it, so I can use the old stuff for that stuff, for the backside. But for the wings, the main location points, I definitely want to go to the bigger diameter screws. So I think with that, I should be over.
Cool.
With,
well, keep us updated on that.
Yeah, I sure will. Yeah.
Hey, John Miller, did you find that? Did you find something for us, or you have something else to say?
I've got bandwidth issues here.
Okay, speaking of bandwidth issues, Mark Gerber left because of the he emailed me and told me he had to bail because of the hotel Wi-Fi. So that's what happened to Mark Gerber.
Yeah. Well, I'll get it all set and see if Monday, because usually Mondays I don't have the bandwidth problem that I have on Fridays.
Okay. Well, thank you.
But you're going to enjoy it. This he's got this V12 mounted on like a test stand, and it's got an electric starter on it, and it really sounds awesome.
That's
What
amazing.
That, John?
Huh?
What engine are you talking about?
Well, this fella, what's his name? Jonathan?
Dean Smith.
What's
Dean
his first
Smith.
name?
I mean, Dean Clark.
Dean
Clark, right?
Yeah. No, I think it's Dean something anyway.
Oh, here's
I got the name. I got the name wrong in the first place anyway, so I'm probably messing. I'm probably making it worse. It's Dean something.
I see you trying. Just a second.
Yeah, he's an engineer and an engine builder in New Zealand.
His own engines.
Yeah,
wow.
So,
Yeah.
So anyway, you'll enjoy watching this thing run. You just see it in a Spitfire. It's got the right sound.
Yeah, there's a museum out here in San Diego area. It's a miniature museum, and these guys they use a Shoreline lathe and mill, small desktop lathe and mills. They make these miniature stuff, just working engines and all kinds of stuff. I haven't been there yet, but let me see what Tryon has for us. He's going to describe this for us. I'm making you big, Tryon.
Oh, great.
Raise your hand up.
So this is the pin I have right now, right? This is the existing one, and the diameter over here, it's smaller than the diameter on this end.
Oh, it is? Okay, it's hard to tell.
So yeah, it's a small amount, but it's not much.
What size is that? Just for reference, what size is that thread?
That thread is 832.
Okay. And you're going to go to a 1032?
So I'm going to increase this diameter here, go to a 1032, which means that this relief here is going to be a bigger in diameter, which means it's going to be bigger than this side.
Can you show me with a pen or a pencil where it failed at last time?
I'll show you right away. It's right here, the thinnest point.
That's where it failed at last time? Okay.
Yeah. This just sheared right off like that. Bam. And this just departed. So the threads are plenty strong, right?
Right.
And actually, I couldn't take this part out. I tried to drill it out and started to use an easy out on it.
Right.
No, nope, it would not come. So basically, these threads here and the relief allows me to go in and out, right? And to do fine tuning. This surface right here is the actually the dowel pin location. Half of it goes inside the spot inside the fuselage. The other half locates the wing on the other side. And obviously this is the head here, and this is where the locking takes place.
Right.
Is that made out of aluminum?
Yeah.
What grade is it? 60 to 61, 70?
No. 70, 75 T6.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the strongest one. So, but I did look on some steels out there. This is 75, rated for 75,000 PSI.
Yeah.
The aluminum, some of the stainless steels and they're rated less than that. So,
wow.
So when I look at the rating, I mean, probably if you harden them and stuff like, they're going to be harder. But I look in McMaster car ratings, and yeah, and if you look at the aluminum strength rating, you get some if you look in about aluminum here, you look at 75 and has a minimum yield strength. It's 73,000 PSI, right? Which is, this is minimum, so it's better than that. And if you look at the steel, okay, let's see. And out. Okay, here you go. If you look at the about steel, and even so have low carbon, 60,000 psi, 1045, which is high strength, it's 77,000 psi, right?
Yep.
But then when you go to the machining part of it, it's just not machinable. I mean, the high strength, the harder stuff, it's pretty much crappy to machine, and they are at 1,000 psi. You can go harder than that, but it's not even rated for machining.
Okay.
So some of them are just poor, excellent, and stuff like that. The excellent rating on machining is 40,000 psi, 60,000 psi. Not rated, 55,000 psi again. So I'm going through some of them just quick and dirty. So long story short, what I'm saying is that the 70-75 aluminum is perhaps the other than titanium is your best option to make some of these things, but it fatigues and it doesn't give you any warning on when it breaks.
Okay.
If you look at the what was that? There was something else. Anyways, there are other, you know, you have, if you study the materials, you just come to realize that, hey, and I looked into it. So I said, am I better off to go to a different material, some stainless steel or some other stuff? And I could not justify it.
So are you making this in your shop, or are you sending this out, or are you making them at work?
Right now I might have to send it out somewhere to be done, but I might I have access to something. Not sure yet, but I might have some access to something, and I'll try to make them next week and do the modifications for the. Yeah, and as soon as I do that, I'm gonna put everything back together, and hopefully that's gonna be the end of my problems on the plane. Minor repairs on it, but thinking that it took a hard crash, and the only thing it just broke a big chunk out of the nose. But even with that, I mean, still, like if I put the nose back on a plane and still fly it as is right now,
Right.
after smashing the nose into the ground, right? The wing had some minor damage after it sheared off and flew out in the air, right? Because the wing has so much pressure, it sheared all three bolts here.
Wow.
All three of them failed right here. I think the
Wow.
bottom one gave first, and then the top one gave immediately after that, and then the back one didn't have any strength, so as the wing was pushing backwards, it just sheared like in rapid sequence, like do.
Right.
That's
Wow.
kind of funny. So I was pulling up in a corner. As I'm pulling up, the wing departs, right? And now obviously I don't have much lift, so the inboard wing, it takes a lot of lift. It's rotating the plane because outboard wing departs, right? The inboard wing, it has extra lift, so it lifts up and pulls up. Still managed to pull up the plane, even with. I'm flying basically on one wing. Probably I turned more than 45 degrees when this happened, and the rest of the 45 degrees, kind of coming like that, and just smashing with the nose in. The landing gear just moved backwards, and one of the legs just broke at the center. The wing departed. The nose had a big chunk of it gone, but still the nose is structural integrity is still fine. I mean, right now I can take the nose, stuff it on the plane, and go fly if I really want it.
Wow. Wow.
Right. And no major damage. The only damage was on the fuselage is that the landing gear block was the glue joint broke, and it slid backwards, and did a little ding like about half an inch back on one side. That's the only damage I had on the fuselage itself. I think the wing went back and smashed the hit the elevator because the tail was the joiner on the tail just broke in the center. But even with that, I mean, it's just if you look, the elevators are in one piece, the fuselage is in one piece, the backside anyways. The nose, it just had a little chunk off, the wing departed, but it's still in one piece. With the locks and the leftover of the the wing had this piece still inside of it, right? So
and the lock was fine. The cam lock was fine.
Yeah, I opened it up and I took this out. They just like, and now the wing is fine, right?
The cavity that the lock was in, that didn't get destroyed.
Nope, nothing happened to it.
Wow, man.
So
good engineering.
So for most part, I mean, I think if I was catching this mistake here, that this diameter here, it's smaller than this diameter here. If I was catching it originally, I was making with the bigger diameters to start with, probably this would have never happened.
But you wouldn't have learned this valuable lesson either.
Yes. Yeah. So it's not a flying mistake or something like that, but yeah, I was so hard on the plane at the time. I mean, I was really started to really enjoy it, right? So you go deep and go bam, and just change directions like that. It's just, I think I was driving at 15 feet before I was starting my turn in the corner. easily down there.
Very, very nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. I think John, did you get a chance to say what you wanted to say, John Miller, or not?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
It looks like Luciano is in Muncie.
Yeah, it looks like Tom has arrived.
No, I think Tom's in.
That is definitely a hotel over there.
I think it's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. He said
Oh,
he's
he's
gonna stop, then continue on from there.
He's not going to Muncie?
He is, but he's on his way. He's going to stop in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
Spend the night there, then drive it tomorrow morning, leave.
Yeah. And then Dennis is only 85 miles away from Muncie, so he hasn't made in the shade.
Oh yeah. You know, there was another thing that this Dean fella did. He has a 1964 a miniature 1964 Corvette with a post rear window with a V8 in it that he built, and the doors would open and close. Heck, windows might even go up and down. I don't know for sure, but it's so detailed. Some of the buttons on the dash actually work.
Wow.
And you know, if I get it going, I'll try to have that ready.
I think I might have seen one of his videos on YouTube.
You might have.
I think so.
Yeah.
And
I have a question for you guys.
Bart Kaplinsky has I'm right with you, Tryon. Bart Kaplinsky had his hand raised. Yes, Bart.
Yeah, I just, you talked about spectral lines a while back. I couldn't quite get in. Do they last a full, if you're very active in flying, will they last or scrub or wear out in the season?
Well, Dennis would be the guy that could answer
Dennis
that
would be the guy to answer that question. He's been flying it probably longer than anybody I know. But they don't seem to, I mean, for one, you can walk all over them. You can just gather them up, make it a bundle, and then use them. Unlike stainless steel, you have to be careful. If someone walks on your lines, they could.
During maneuvers, they're constantly rubbing in some.
Oh no, I think they are much better than the steel ones.
Really?
Okay. From that point of view, they are much better than the steel ones. They're sliding very well, nicely. They slide very well. Now that being said, okay, think about what they're designed for. They're designed for catching fish, so they go through all kind of branches in the water, and God knows where you casting that thing at, right?
Yeah.
So they're meant to have good abrasion resistance like that. As long as if I was answering the question for the season, if they last for the season or something like that, number one, I don't see why not, and number two, they are so cheap.
They are.
That if you feel like you have a questionable set of lines, you just throw them away.
You make them up so quick.
Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah. So these are educated guesses, okay? The first one, what I said, that they slide on each other, is not an educated guess. That's a fact that I've heard from many people. You can put as much as 10 loops on them and you still don't feel them.
Okay, thank you.
But the other two, when I'm saying like abrasion resistance, stuff like that, that's educated guess.
Okay.
And you know, when Mike Lonke is competing in combat, some of his competitors who had stainless steel lines, the spectral lines would just rip and tear the stainless steel lines of the competitors.
Wow.
And sometimes they would like complain to Mike for using them, but he said, hey, they're legal, so they're tougher. And I was flying my Nobler. Now my Stooge line, I used a Spectra, and I inadvertently trapped my Stooge line underneath my flying lines. When I took off, the lines were captured, and my Spectra line basically shredded my flying lines within 3/4 of a lap, and the plane crashed because the Spectra just took out the stainless steel.
We had a big combat match a week after VSC down in Tucson. And I talked to one of the guys there, and he said there might be 1 or 2 guys only using Spectra. So they got my curiosity up. Yeah, I don't know.
So some other things that I know about the Spectra lines is that when I know they will stretch a little bit more than the stainless steel. I pulled this. I had a stainless steel Spectra line, similar diameters, and I pulled them at about 15 pounds each. The stainless steel stretch 0.9 inches, and the Spectra line stretched 1.1 inches.
Yeah, and
So
then
they
that
have a little bit more stretch, but
people out, don't they?
yeah, but they both stretch the same. So I don't see where the stretch would be that big of an issue. I don't see where a stretch would be a big of an issue in general.
Mhm.
Simply because the difference in a stretch comes in place when you go in hard maneuvers. So you have the control force, the aerodynamic force is pushing against your control forces while you're trying to twist it with your two lines, right?
Yeah.
So you have a balance of forces over there that happen, right? And one line is going to get more pressure than the other line.
Correct.
Right? So let's say you're going up, so the flaps goes down, right? In that case, the flaps, the aerodynamic force won't try to push the flaps back up, right? So you have the force to deflect the flaps, but you have more pressure on one line than the other. So it's the differential pressure between the two lines, right?
No, you
So
do stretch those, don't you?
yeah. So because the Spectras will stretch a little bit more, you have maybe a little bit more, slightly more deflection on the line, on a control horn.
Okay.
I think the more stretch, the less deflection you're gonna have.
So
The less they stretch, the more accurate it's gonna be.
That's only 2/10 of an inch, though.
Yeah, but it's from like, if you go from 110 to 900,000. So if you're 900 divided by 1100 is okay. So it's about 20% difference, right?
Oh yeah.
So you have, so it's a 20% difference between them, right? It's not much exactly, but it's 20% difference overall.
Yeah.
So you should see. I think there might be something you might be able to feel or stuff like that. But still, we're talking 20% difference at what deflection? The 4-inch bell crank and yeah, it's probably less than a degree in a bell crank or something like that. Maybe less deflection.
Yeah,
I don't know.
the midpoint on that would be 1 inch as the average between the two. So you're 1/10 of an inch one way, 1/10 of an inch the other way. It's
That's on
like
the 4-inch, right? That's on the
Yeah,
4-inch bell crank, and then you go in an inch in the other direction, right? So it's even half of that. So it shouldn't be really noticeable.
Right.
Yep.
Well, you guys, I want to jump in and I want to just thank everybody for coming in. And I really appreciate you guys coming in because we have the Nats going on and we have some people that are traveling to the Nats who normally come in. And thank you, Tom Luciano, for even traveling and coming in at the same time. Appreciate that. So hope you have a chance to do some flying or work in your shop and come back Monday and tell us all about it. And till then,